I've been using the Kruzer now for quite a while. I've been out quite a few times with it. Not much has changed settings wise as my first video. So it's still like using the free tones. Going to settings. If you're on a busy site where there's a lot of good targets in amongst nails and stuff like that, then definitely free tone under 90, and that is absolutely rapid fire. I've been pulling targets up with nails in the hole, and he's still getting the good targets coming up with the nails. It is really impressive. And then if you just want to, if it's a quiet spell, there's not much coming up, pop into settings, knock it up to about 94, 95, and you'll get the extra depth then. It goes, it's with the free tone under 90, that's really fast reactivity. And as soon as you go above 90, it's a slower reactivity, which helps you punch deeper. So it's, for me, that's a brilliant program, free tone. But then again, what I have learned, if you're on a pasture, a really old pasture, and it's very quiet, you're not getting, because it is a spark. If you go into deep tone, I'm on about. It is a bit sparky, but the depth you get is absolutely ridiculous. It's even more than in the free tone. In deep mode, you'll be going along, it's really, really quiet. It will be a little bit more chattery, and you have to be tuned in a bit more, but you will bang the signals, you will get the targets a lot deeper. And if you've got some iffy deep targets, it works best in deep mode. Double tap the select button, and it starts flashing. And then you've activated the EUD, which is extra underground depth. It helps you locate that target at depth. And it also eliminates the coke as well. So see, if you've put the EUD on, you will see past the coke, and you'll get the good target clearer underneath the coke or amongst coke. So that's a handy little tip if you're on a. You can't use it on a busy land because it would just be too erratic. But it is for deep mode on the deep pastures, looking for them really deep targets. So that's what I have found so far. It's finding the goodies. I was out on a weekend the other day with my mate Phil, half an hour onto the field, and he banged out a really nice hammered coin. It was a French Margaret something, a French coin. That was from about the 1300s, and he got that good depth, and it was a loud and clear signal. He's loving his, and I know there's a lot of people on Facebook that are loving it. It's so, you can change so much on it. You can have it really fast, really deep. It's really just perform, and it's good on the beach. The only thing I found on the beach, I think I did mention in my other video, was it does get the depth, it does perform well. The only slight niggle is if you scrub if you're swinging the Kruzer around and you're scuffing the sand, it will give off a chirp. It'll give you a false signal. So as long as you've got your coil 10mm or just hovering just above the sand, you'll get a good search, and it does work well on the beach and does get good depth. It's just a little tip. If you're trying to ground balance, and sometimes it don't ground balance, I've just found a patch here. So you go into your setting that you want to use, check the area, it's clear. Go into ground balance button, and it isn't ground balancing. Drop your sensitivity to about 60, 70, and then go into ground balance. Do it about 2 to 3 times, and then you're set, ready to go. But I've only had, it's happened about 2 or 3 times where I've tried to ground balance and it wouldn't ground balance. So I'll just drop the sensitivity a tad, pump the coil, and then it works fine. But overall, I'm really impressed. I'm going to go out now, do a few live digs, try and get some deep targets, see what sort of depth we can get. But we've got a deep target. But bring the coil up, there's no signal. Just coming through. No numbers, getting the odd 97. But we'll have a look at that, see what it is. piece of lead. But did you hear how the signal was very faint? Yeah, it's something tiny. Wow, look at that. That just shows you. Let me glove off. That just shows you how sensitive it is. Little tiny air rifle pellet. To show the depth. 7 inches on a little tiny air rifle pellet. So you can walk around all day and dig the big whack whack. You can walk around all day and dig this. But when you get a little tiny, it's a good signal, but it's very faint, which is a good feature on a metal detector because you know it's deep or you know it's small and just on the edge of detection. So you've got to listen out for them faint iffy signals. That could have easily been a hammer coin down at 7 inches. Yeah, very impressive. Got another little tricky signal here. Numbers coming through every now and then. A bit louder that way. 40s, 50s. Bring it off the ground about 3 inches, it's gone. So you've got to scrub the grass on this one. Let's have a look. Come to life a bit now in the arm. Away from the iffy signals. It might be rubbish, but I don't think it's ferrous. Pesky button or rivet, little rivet, but it's a non-ferrous target. Again, 8 inches deep. This is the sound of the target. Now it's out of the hole, not at not a great depth. It just bangs out. But I was just trying to show that you can't leave the faint ones, like just coming through, a little bit of a crackle. You think, oh, should I dig it? Yes. All that's doing, that faint signal, that crackle, that little whisper, all that's saying is it's deep. It's still a good target, but at depth, which on pasture, that's what you're after. So always dig them faint ones. Just going to demonstrate the reactivity, recovery speed of the Makro Multi Kruzer. In free tone, gain about 87, so it's fast. This is the nail, this is the coin. Take that closer, 1.5 inches away. Actually still lock onto that target and it's giving positive ID. 22, 20. That is impressive. You can hear the iron's coming through If you wanted to clear up the signal a bit, you could turn the FE volume down, iron volume down, and just listen for that chirp. Positive numbers, a little bit jumpy, but it's gone out with the nail there. You're going to dig that all day long. Especially if you're on an action site and you know you've had a few hammer coins come up and stuff like that. That's when you get tuned in and you're in the zone. That's when everything slows down. Then you're waiting for them little tiny whispers. Oh, it's not even tiny whisper. It bangs out. It's nice and quiet. Oh, what's that? I'm a coin. No, really fast, really responsive, and good depth as well. Really good depth.